So it turns out the quickest route is to bypass Lander, so I'm going to bypass Lander. It would be kind of fun to drive through it, but I'm afraid I would probably stop and take more video there, and I don't have time. But this road does take us to the highway that takes us from Lander to Atlantic City and South Pass, so I can talk to that. A few years ago, I was in northern Arizona and I broke down I was on my way to Sedona, and my radiator broke, and a hose broke or whatever. Anyways, I ended up spending the night in Camp Verde and leaving the car there and catching a shuttle down to Phoenix while they fixed it. Anywho, they fixed the radiator, but while I was traveling from Lander to Atlantic City a number of years ago, the radiator broke again. They must not have fixed it very good. And so I got towed back to Lander, and I traveled with a tent. So on the edge of Lander, there's a campsite, RV park campsite, that I stayed at while they fixed my car. I think it's called the Little Bear Campground or something Bear Campground on the edge of town. So every day I would walk into town and go to a coffee shop there, and then over to the library. They have a nice little library there in Lander while they got it fixed. Anyways, that's one of my Lander stories. But Atlantic City and South Pass, basically that's along the Oregon Trail, and there's so much history there I can't really talk to it here. Each one is a separate video, so that'll have to be a different day, but we're headed that way. This is just a side road that takes us through the country, and basically, like I said, bypasses the town of Lander. Dang it. You'd love Lander. Lander, the little Popoaggie. Okay. I was taught to pronounce it Popoaggie, or I can't pronounce it. Forrest Friend would always call it Popoaggie, and you know, our good friend Toby Eunice corrected us. Poposia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Poposia. I'm still going to call it the Popoaggie. I like that name better. So we might actually oh, you know what? This is one of the most beautiful drives up here. There's some red rock. I don't know what it's called, what the canyon's called, but it's a beautiful drive where the Popoaggie flows through. Anywho, we'll get that on video. There's so much to see around here, so much history, that I need to quit my job so I can do this full time, but whatever. This is called Red Canyon. I guess that's the Red Canyon Creek down there. One of the main Indian trails through this region follow the Red Canyon Creek in the valley below. Traces of the trail may still be seen on the face of the slope to the west. Mountain men used this same trail in the days of the rendezvous. Later it became the wagon road and a stagecoach route from South Pass City to Lander and Fort Washakie. The road was so steep that it was called the Red Grade. There, little information. Wow.